Hello and welcome back to the next installment in this longboard SUP surfing how-to series. This time we're going to be talking about the bottom turn. Let's dive straight into it. What is a bottom turn? Well, a bottom turn is performed at the bottom of the wave and is used to link maneuvers together. It is a fundamental maneuver and is usually the first turn most people will learn. But a really good bottom turn is beneficial to your longboard SUP surfing. Having a good bottom turn is going to allow you to get around sections a lot faster. It's going to allow you to direct your board in the place where you want to go. It's also going to help you get to the top of the wave, and it of course is going to set you up for the rest of the wave. There are a combination of basic principles that will help you perform a good bottom turn no matter which board you are riding. Let's cover these really quickly. Firstly, you should be using your body weight over the rails of the board and also on the paddle to help turn the board. Secondly, you want to make sure your back foot steps back toward the tail and almost above the fins, as this is going to help the board turn as you're engaging the fins and having better control when your foot is placed at the tail of the board. Your back foot as well can be slightly placed over to the rail of the board to which side you are turning to. Your front foot should be roughly near the handle when performing your bottom turn, but it can be further back if you want to do more of an aggressive turn to get back up to the top of the wave quickly, as you'll have more weight at the back of the board to get you up to the top. Your front foot should also be positioned generally in the center of the board. Once you are ready to initiate your bottom turn, you will need to compress, bend your knees, and lean over your toes or heels in the direction you are turning to. You can also place the paddle on top of the water and lean on it for balance. It's always good to know which maneuver you're planning to do after your bottom turn, as this will determine if your bottom turn will be sharp and quick to get to the top of the wave, or long and drawn out to get speed down the line. As you exit your bottom turn, you should extend from your knees and push against the board with your feet and your legs to get the most speed coming out of your turn. There are plenty of videos up on SUPboarder that explain these basics, so make sure you go and check those out as well. So what do you need to do differently to be able to bottom turn your longboard SUP? Well, firstly, these boards are a little bit bigger, so they are going to take a little bit more time turning the board around. The maneuvers aren't going to be as quick or as aggressive as riding a smaller SUP, so getting it right will take time, but we hope this video can help you progress with your bottom turn. Longboard SUPs have the added advantage of glide and speed into the wave. Generally, we can catch the waves before they break, and we can direct our board down the line much earlier. A relaxed bottom turn or a directional change can be great for those who want to get speed down the line earlier, set up for a nose ride, or want to cruise in the pocket of the wave. It relies on the same principles as I mentioned before, but with much less pressure needing to be added to the board. Small adjustments can be made by leaning over the rail of our board with our upper body in which direction you want to turn to, but it's really important that you're not too far forward with your feet when performing these directional changes. Because of the board's length, it's going to be really easy for you to catch a rail and fall off. For a more traditional bottom turn, there are a few extra things to take into consideration when trying to reach the top of the wave faster. The first thing you want to think about when initiating your bottom turn is compression, or bending with your knees and getting low. This allows you more extension when coming out of your bottom turn, which equals more speed and a faster or quicker turn on those longer boards. If you want to perform a quick turn, you're going to need to push hard and create as much extension as possible to turn the board faster. When you are going into your bottom turn, remember to bend your knees and compress. After this point, you will be leaning over the rail of your board and applying pressure to your paddle if you need it, with about 60% of your weight on your back foot. Once you start to direct your board down the line, you will want to extend quickly, straightening your legs but never fully straight. Once this has been done, you should be approaching the top of the wave to perform your next maneuver. Remember, these boards aren't going to turn as quick, so your reaction time needs to be a little bit faster to allow for that slower movement of the board. Next, a wider stance during your bottom turn is going to benefit you greatly. You'll be able to shift your weight from front to back much easier, which will help with directing your board from your back foot and controlling or balancing from the front foot. A wider stance will also allow you to have your front foot closer to the nose of the board. Because these boards are much longer than your standard surf SUPs, you will want to make sure you don't have to move up and down the board too much after your bottom turn. Although I do recommend getting used to moving about on your surf SUPs, the less moving up and down you have to do, the more control, more balance and style you will carry through your surfing. So remember to widen your stance slightly for the bottom turn. With such a long board, your turns are going to be more drawn out and may need to be planned out more in advance. Remember, these boards are quite big, so the reaction time is going to be a little bit slower, but you can still get into the critical sections of the wave if you plan out your turns ahead of time. Thank you for tuning in to this SUPboarder video. There are a few pro tips for the pro subscribers on how to do a bottom turn on a longboard SUP, so make sure you head over and check those out. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on another SUPboarder video very soon.